All right, good morning, everyone. So, we're going to work on construction number 11 today. That is dividing a line segment into phi proportions. And we'll see how this plays out. Now, there are a few things that you need to make sure you're doing on this. First of all, in order to get phi, we need to get very specific on our measurements. And if we do normal measurements, using the geometry page, we won't get as precise as we need. And so when we sign in, we're going to sign in to the calculator suite, and that way the measurements will be very precise for us. So I'll start with my clean sheet of paper. And then I'll make sure I have all my tools up here. Okay. Now, one of the drawbacks of using the calculator suite is the order of events, the order of the on the toolbar gets kind of mixed up, and so we just may have to look for things, and we'll try and go through there. So, for example, segments are not posted up in the basic tools, so we have to come down here to line. And we'll start with our first line segment, which was TA. And so there's A and there's T. Now it's not showing up as T, so I'm going to click on that point and change the letter. And I'll change it to T. Can we hide it? Hide label. Let's see if we can hide that label. There we go. Okay. And then let's do a line through TA. Now, this line, I want to make it very obvious and very clear that that's a line. I'm going to make it red, make it big. And because what I'm going to do is end up hiding it later, and hopefully that'll it'll make it pretty clear for us, pretty obvious. All right, so we need a circle, and let's do a circle with the center. I'm going to circle around A that goes out to T. Okay, we're going to hide that label, and we're going to mark that intersection. And this point I'm going to call B. All right, so that showed up right. Now, what I have to do is make the golden cut of segment AB. So let's see how we do this. First of all, we'll construct a perpendicular line. I'm going to be perpendicular to this line, but through B. And then I will make a segment from A to B, and then I will mark the midpoint of that segment. Wait, how'd that happen? There we go. And then this intersection, let me hide that label so it's not going to get in the way of our stuff. All right. I'll mark that intersection. I don't want it marked as C though. I want it as, I'll make it let's make it D. Let's do lowercase d. I'm doing lowercase because this is not going to be a point that is used in our construction. So anyways, let's use our compass tool. And add that label. There it is. I'll hide these labels up here. Okay. Intersect. We'll change that one to be point E. Again, lowercase e. Let's keep these as points. We'll keep them at uppercase. Okay. And then we will draw the segment that goes from A to E. Label. How do we do this again?
We've actually got we've hired a company to do it, and they are a foundation repair expert. We got several quotes and they were referred, got several referrals.
Okay. So we can mark this intersection.
Yeah. And then
And we'll use the compass. Oh, you know what? Hide this label. Okay. Use the compass and go from A there.
and then the next summer, hopefully,
I don't want this point as C. I want it as, we'll make it F. Okay. So now I'll mark my intersection here. This is my golden cut, and this will be point that will be point C. Okay, so let's hide this object so we can get it out of there.
And each brick is like we'll fill them up at
Okay. So that is point C. There we go. For some reason, it's not changing. Okay. And the show this line. Okay, so now we put the metal tip on C and the pencil tip on A and cut a semicircle, and then label that point of intersection R. So we'll use let's use the compass for that. Put it on C. C to A, and that point is R. Okay, so we're going to go from C to A, and that intersection point this one is R. Okay, so that one changed, right? So that's good. And then put the metal tip on B and the pencil tip on C and draw your semicircle and label that intersection point S. Right? Put it on B and measure to C. So we use the compass for this. We'll go from B to our point C, which is this I right here, and put it on B, and then that intersection.
And this one that one C2 had big detail. Things that we hadn't even thought of. And they seem good when they come out of inspection. Spend a lot of time doing all the measuring and all that stuff.
Let's see. C to A. Okay, I must have been doing this wrong. Okay, let's hide some of these circles. And we'll hide these vertical lines.
That's what we, yeah, and that's what we figured out as well.
And we'll hide this point D, and this point F, and this point E, and this segment. Okay. And this point right here should be called C. And it's not changing for some reason. Okay. So we have T, A, C, and B. So now we're going to put the compass on C and the pencil tip on A. All right. So we'll measure from C to A. And I will hide this label. And I will turn this line on. And I will mark this intersection. And this intersection will be called R. Okay. Now let's hide this guy. And we need our compass tool for this. Okay. The next part says to put your metal tip on B and the pencil tip on C. So from B to C, and then draw the semicircle. That intersection point is S. So let's go from B to C and hide that label. And we'll mark this intersection. And let's change this to be S. Okay. And now we might as well hide this circle too. Okay. So my final statement should be TA over AC is congruent with AC over CB is congruent with CB over BR is congruent with BR over RS is congruent with phi. Right? So all of these segments or all of these proportions going all the way down, they should be phi proportions. And so the only way we're going to be able to do this is we need to measure this. Right? So let's measure this. Now, the key with this, when we finally calculate this, we want it to be 3 digits past the decimal point. All right. And so, because of that, our measurements we're going to take to 4 digits past the decimal point. Okay. So let's get on the measuring. We'll measure from T to A. And then
it's 2 o'clock.
A to C. And then from C to B. All right, let's put these in spots where I can see them. So this one will go above. This one will go below. This one will go above. And then below and above. So measure. What's that? Alright, how come I can't move this? Alright, so let's measure this again. And then we'll move it. There we go. And then RS will be above. So when you're grabbing something to measure it, you need to grab the letters. Okay. So our final statement, we still need to provide the proof here. So I'm going to use my calculator for this. And we're doing these as text. So my first one will be TA over AC equals okay, so the way I'm going to have to do this, I'll write these numbers down on a separate sheet of paper so that I can do my calculations on that paper and then go from there. All right. So my final statement here, I'm going to produce. I'll produce the calculations on my sheet of paper, and then I will print those calculations on the screen. So TA is 6.1000. AC is 3.7700. CB is 2.3300. And BR is 1.44. My last one is 0.88998. So I got to round up that up. So it's going to be 0.89. How's this going to be? 0.889998. Okay, now I have to do the math on all these. .77 divided by 2.33. Okay. Luckily, everyone adds up to 0, or it multiplies to 0. Alright, so I want to go back. So once the text goes on there, you can't change it. So we want to be perfect. We want to make sure we have all the information that we need um, ready to print. So that all we have to do is like change the size. And I'll move this up a little bit. And then put our text in. So I'm going to say TA over AC equal to 6.122 divided by 0.7700. Okay. Then my second one is AC over CB equals 3.7720 or 2.330. Six, 8. Oh. My third one, CB over BR 2.3 over 1.618. Bless. All right. Okay. And my last one will be BR over RS equals 1.44 over 0.888. This is 1.618 also. Right. This. Make it large. Okay. Now, I think it'd be best to have these spaced out so they kind of match up with the section of the line that we're talking about. They're all equal to 1.618, so that part is good. They're all equal to phi, but I just have them spaced out so that they're in the appropriate part of the document. All right, so sign it. And there's that. Okay, so I'm gonna hide this guy with all of the, or I'm sorry, I'm gonna show this guy with all of the circles and the lines all hidden. So hopefully that works for people. Let's move it down here. All right, so now with the save link, this is called GG construction number 11. And we're calling it phi proportions. All right, copy that, go to our template, which is right here for construction number 11. And share link. We'll look at this stuff. My title is construction number 11. My plan is to divide a line segment into phi proportions. Divide a line segment into phi proportions. And our given statement was segment TA. Final statement be this thing down at the bottom, which is TA over AC equals AC over CB equals CB over BR equals BR over RS. So GA over AC equals C over CB CB over V. Okay, and then let's look at this. We'll use our screenshot here. There we go. Okay, so now this is ready to go. It's ready to turn in. We have our title, our plan, our given. We showed the work, and then we have our final statement. All right. Thank you much, and uh, and we'll see you on the next one. All right. Have a good one. Bye bye.